Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. Wanted to do a little video for you guys today on a little money saving tip, something that I grew up with, and it's something that I think that if people are strapped for money, it could help them out. And what it is using bread bags. Now, when I was a kid growing up, we reused bread bags. It was a common thing. Now, my mom would go a couple times a year and she would go to a secondhand bread outlet and she would buy second day old 2 day old bread, bring that home. She would get a heck of a discount on it and we would put them in the freezer. Now we were fortunate enough to have a freezer when we were growing up, and I know some people that didn't have a freezer, but we were fortunate enough to have a freezer, and bread in the freezer was something that was pretty common. Now, the bread bags, when my grandmother was still alive and when my mom was still alive, bread bags was something that you just saved. You didn't discard those. You would save them and you would reuse them for, putting sandwiches in to go to uh, go to your work wherever you had work at. If you made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or whatever, you would put that stuff in bread bags, and that's how you would carry that stuff. The concept of purchasing a single use sandwich bag, I mean, I don't think I bought a box of sandwich bags until I was probably 25 years old. Everything went into a bread bag. And it wasn't just sandwiches for lunch and stuff that went into these. They would also put stuff in the freezer with these. If we butchered a chicken and a chicken would get halved up, they would get put in these bread bags and they would be put in the freezer. Same thing, like if you shoot a deer or something, you'd have a venison neck roast or something. It'd be wrapped up in a couple of these bags, twist tied, put in the freezer, because food didn't stay in the freezer as long as it does now. Now people buy a bunch of stuff, vacuum seal it, sits in the freezer for months, if not years sometimes, but there was a constant rotation in the freezer. So you really didn't have to worry about. I can't ever remember growing up having anything that was freezer burned out of one of these bags because we ate the food that was in there. There was a time of year when the freezer was full, and there was a time of year when the freezer was empty. And that's just how it was. But they would take these bags when the bread was all gone out of it, and they would shake them out just like this, make sure that there was no crumbs or anything in them, and then they would take another bag and they would stuff these bags into it. And they did the same thing with the twist ties, and that is some of the reason, or some of the things that they did with these bread bags, so they weren't just a single use item. And if you're strapped for cash, if you check the price of Ziploc bags lately, they've really gone up. And it's like I said, this is just one of those things that, like I said, I still use today when I'm making a sandwich or something and there's a bread bag around. I'll just put it in the bread bag and I'll go ahead and reuse that, because why spend money that you don't have to. But anyway, just a little tip here from my childhood growing up that could save somebody a couple of dollars that could be better spent elsewhere. Anyways, Modern Refugee, appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information, a little entertainment out of this video. As always, just bringing these old tips and ideas back to life here in the modern era. You guys take care.